Welcome back to Black Girls Do Reviews. Another episode for you guys. We're so glad to be here. So glad that you're here. I have a special announcement. I haven't even told you this. Exciting news for our platform. Drum roll, please.
Uh-oh.
No, we have officially crossed 500 views on YouTube. Yes, we are officially over 500 views for everything that we've been posting, all of our episodes. So proud of that milestone. Any words now that you know that on the spot?
Um, Clearly, we taking cute little baby steps, and this is exciting. And who knows? Next week it'll be 1,000.
There you have it. There you have it. We have subscribers, we got views, we got episodes.
We're
So
cooking in this
we're
kitchen.
we are cooking. We locked in. And so celebrating all the milestones though for sure. So with that being said, where do you want to start? RHOP or RHOSLC?
Um, I had a lot of feelings about. I feel like let's do RHOP, but it's gonna be quick.
Okay.
It's gonna be quick. Like it's
Get
fine.
them out
It'll
the
be
way.
quick.
Get them out the way. Um, so we start the episode with continuing to confront Mia. Um,
Yes.
and in the melee of it all, one thing I will say, Karen had Mia head spinning because Mia's talking about you'll be with any man who will open his dick up to you. It's like, oh, you bad for real. Like she got you saying anything. You just completely confused. And I know what it's like to get mad and flustered, but that one was like, oh, she got you mad. Um, that was funny to me. But we have the back and forth of them all, and then we see Stacy.
Oh,
Go ahead.
no, 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 no. I skipped ahead. I skipped ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say we see Stacy like kind of pick a side where she's like feeling like Karen, why would you be coming for Mia this way? Like you're attacking her, and I don't believe in attacking people and coming for people in their parenting. It's like, interesting.
Yeah, I hate when people pick a side when you never ask them to. Like, I feel like none of the girls are like really like, oh, Team Karen or Team Mia in this situation, because I think everyone just knows that Mia is a liar. The only one rooting for Mia is Jacqueline.
Yeah.
And that's like no surprise,
Mhm.
right? But it's just like, girl, why are you going so hard for?
That's what it felt like. Like you're really feeling like you're attacked. Like nobody, like you said, you don't even have to feel away. It's not about you.
Yeah, someone said too, I think it was one of the girls, like, I wonder what T Mia has on Stacy that
Karen said that. Karen said that. Yeah, that was Karen. I agree too. Like, and to pledge such allegiance, like, no, right is right and wrong is wrong type of thing. Like, I have to be on Mia's side. I mean, Mia's side for this. And I'm like, but Mia has been coming for Karen this entire season.
literally.
Like, it has been ambushes, it has been attacks, it has been tell us the truth, go to rehab, blah, blah, blah. So, like, why are you so upset? I don't
Hmm.
know. So Stacey, I think I put that note like Stacey is moving weird, and I also feel like her clocking in is a bit late. Like we're
Hmm.
literally at the finale, and now you're like, no, this is wrong, and I'm gonna get spicy. Feels a little late for me. Clocked it.
Hmm.
Um, is this when we see Ashley's performance after that?
Yes, then we see Ashley's performance, which is just very much like, what the hell? My biggest thing is Uncle Lump is in the crowd, girl. Why
I,
are you doing that with my uncle? Like, come on. You got the uncle out there, the bedazzled nipples.
oh my God.
Might as well have put tassels on it, just go the whole 9 yards.
Might as well. I literally wrote that down. Uncle Lump, man. Why would you? And to invite your family on purpose, knowing what your performance is about to be, to me was very wild. Like,
He
you
was
know,
he was a trooper. Like he wasn't like, oh, because I feel like most men would be covering their eyes, but it's just still like you could have invited your aunt, your mama, all
Yes,
the women. You did not
yes.
need to invite Uncle Lump too.
You didn't have to have Uncle Lump there. But I will say, I feel like they do this kind of event every season on this show. We
Hmm.
always get some kind of drag performance. It's like, what else y'all got? Like, no shade to the people, but give me some other something else to get excited about. They do this every year. I feel
Yeah.
so I was kind of like, whatever. And then again, Ashley, are we taking this on the road? Like, what is the point of this? Is this going to be your income? Is this going to be a career? I'm just feeling like, what are we doing this for?
Yeah. Um, no reason. No reason.
Mm-hmm.
She don't have no reason, actually. She's just doing this just for shits and giggles, you know.
Good.
She didn't get paid. And if she did, it was maybe like $200. Like I don't think she got paid like a paycheck.
Yeah,
It's like
that was interesting.
Fox. I'm being a little too mean. Let me stop being so mean.
It didn't make no sense to me, so I'm like, okay, girl. And we do
Hmm.
this every year with her, something like that. So, um,
Yeah.
anything else on that performance?
I just feel like she invited this Josh character and she's really trying to sell this Josh character to us. And I just personally feel like, Ashley, can you be so for real? This man looks like Doug. You know Doug. He looked like Doug.
He looks like that. He
You
really
know
does.
Doug.
He looks like a cartoon character for sure. For sure. Doug is good. Yeah.
Like she trying to sell us on it's like she's adding this onto her divorce storyline and it's just like pack it up. Pack it up.
That's it. I think she
Pack
knows she's not giving nothing else. So like, let me bring this guy around. And it's
yeah.
like, both y'all could go if
Honestly.
to do that. So
Yeah. Okay. So then the ladies meet up for lunch. Um, and Ashley did look really nice in this scene.
mhm,
Because it's funny because I made notes and I never shared them with you, and then you shared notes with me. And so literally almost everything that you started to write, I was like, oh my, or no, everything you wrote, I had started to write. So I was like, oh, Ashley actually looks really nice
yeah,
this scene. And you said the same thing.
she
So
did. That's her look. I don't know who did that, but that's the look. Give her that.
yeah, the silk press biracial look, you know?
Yes, that's her. That is that would have remember when Phaedra said that to somebody like, now this you're on point with. I feel like that's what I felt like to looking at that. Like, stick with it. This is good.
Mm.
So she did look nice. Uh, what did I make that note for? I think the ladies have a valid point. They only care because Mia made it a
I
thing.
think because pretty much they didn't really have a chance to really get Ashley too much up to like the
Hmm.
up to speed with everything that was going on. So they were definitely speaking more about the whole Mia being a liar, Mia knowing the paternity, Mia just Mia in.
Hmm.
And yeah, I agree with your point though, is that like in general, like no one would care, but almost every single event that they've all gone to this season, Mia has brought up something in relation to Gordon being crazy or Ink wanting to take care of the kids or something. And it's just very much like why are we doing like you're making it our concern. You're making it our business at this point. And that's why we like have a concern. We care more that you're just lying to us and trying to take our time. Like you're wasting our time. You're wasting
Yes,
our cares. We don't have that many cares in this world, and you're wasting our cares.
you are. I think if Mia never made it like, she's almost like the Britney of this franchise, where it's like, I have an announcement, and it's just something that
Yes.
like no
Yes.
one asked for that. Like you
Yes. Yeah.
literally wait till the whole group is standing together to tell them like, even like remember when she brought up the abortion thing? Like
Yeah.
Gordon said that, like, okay, you didn't have to repeat that to the rest of the group. Like if he
Yeah.
said that in an
Yeah.
argument, you then brought it to the group. And then it
Yeah.
was Wendy's wedding. I mean, not wedding, Jesus Christ. Wendy's
Birthday.
birthday. And then the whole group, and then you're talking about the fathers of my
Yeah.
children and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So it's like you keep being the center of the conversation. And now that we're coming back, you can't act like, well, everybody should mind their business. Like
Hmm.
we wanted to mind our business the whole time.
But I think it just also goes straight to the point we had from earlier on in the season that like Mia's just willing to do any and everything for a check. Like
Mhm.
this is all of this was simply so that she could like really sell herself this season. And it makes sense. Like my girl done downgraded from like big mansion home to nice little home to corner apartment.
Mhm.
And she's gonna convince us that everything is okay and good. And like, don't get me wrong, like I feel like she needs to actually just look on the brighter side of life. Like,
Yeah,
at least you got somewhere to live. Like,
that's it. And honestly, if she didn't, to your point, try so hard to just make a check, maybe people would have liked her and you could have had a like a longer standing like fan favorite or something on
yeah,
the show. Now
yeah,
with people like, we don't want to see you on the show, you get like barrage of people coming at you, money getting tight, obviously. This don't gotta feel good. I can
yeah.
imagine. Like, so I wish she would have just like not try so hard to like produce her life so that she
Hmm.
could have something for the show. I think that's
Yeah,
what she messed up. Like a lot of girls will produce on the show, like they'll make a moment happen and then they have their real life or whatever. With Mia, I feel like she was like, how can I blow my life up so that it's interesting for TV?
yeah.
Like, girl, we are reality professionals at this point. Like
No.
we know what's going on. They could put us on a production crew, honestly, because like we get it. We know what it is. So that was just very, very weird to have her like they were just weird overall. Her. And then another now we segue into more weird, the Kay and Greg of it all.
Oh, God,
Very
girl,
weird to me. I don't know how
girl.
to describe how I feel about it. But the she was like really emotional.
Yeah, she was.
Like, and every time they flash back to her talking about it, it seemed like she was on the verge of tears just saying what happened. So I'm like, how nasty was this argument? But then number two, like, why is this show that bad? Like, what has beyond they had the fight, and I get that was like a lot. I'm not even gonna minimize it. Like that
Mhm.
can be traumatic. But like since then, and her filming now, why is that an argument to the point of having you in tears every time you talk about it?
Yeah.
Weird.
I think sometimes as women, I think that, and I don't know if this is true for Kay, but I just maybe know it for myself, that when you get into these tough conversations with a man and you're just like, you really want him to be the one, but that conversation signifies like he is not the one. And so sometimes the tears are just like, damn, it's just for what could have been.
Yeah.
Like, I really wish you didn't say that. I really wish you didn't do that because now I know that like even if our expiration date isn't necessarily tomorrow, you not the one for me and we do
Yeah.
have and so that could also be it. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
therapizing. I don't know.
I think that's a good analysis though. That makes sense because it's like to be on the verge of tears that much probably
Yeah.
does feel like impending doom almost. And
Yeah.
especially like with her tied in this house with this man, like
Hmm.
the feeling of what the heck, like
Yeah.
do now. Cause she was,
And like thinking too, like this is it, that he's the one, which is why she bought the house. And now it's like, I don't even know if we're going to get to the point of engagement because
yeah,
yeah.
that gotta make you cry for sure. That's
Yeah.
stressful. That's
Yeah.
stressful. And then I feel like, why does she want him to be such a part of the show? Like there are plenty of housewives whose husbands like don't show
Oh,
up. Like
yeah.
Robert Sr., nowhere. Like
Yeah.
not at all. He did maybe 1.5 seasons, not with it, not getting him. He don't pop out at all. Okay. So like
Yeah.
it's possible for you to be on a show and not have your husband show up. There are single women on the Real Housewives franchise. So like you could not have a partner at all. So I don't get like what is she asking him to do that is making it like their arguments are that bad about this show?
I think it could be like it could be like what she's asking him to do, but I also think it could be what he's associating the show with. Like, I think he's associating it with just like pure negativity. Like, I don't know. I think he's coming in with his own trepidations, and I think he's scared that it might rub off on.
I love a
on
good word. I love a good word. I'm sorry. So, yep,
This
continue.
is my second time using that for the day, and every time I say it, someone is like, "Oh,
Yeah. I love
like
it.
eating that vocabulary up."
Okay.
But I think he might just be worried it's going to rub off on Kay. But I also just feel like as a man, like you a little too worried. I don't know.
And that this is the thing, because I know we're gonna get to the scene where like the two of them go out. I feel like the nerve of you to feel a way about this show, but when she had your whole family, everybody with the matching t-shirts with your business on it, oh,
Right.
we happy to have the cameras. You know, she had the polo, mama
It
had
was
the
good
polo.
then. It was okay then.
That's what I'm saying. That's not fair that, oh, you like the promo of it because why were we even filming inside your office? And why everybody had to have a polo on with the logo on the corner? Like, you like it, but you don't want to look bad, I guess. That's what he kind of gave when they were having the when they went out on the date and Kay started talking in the car about their argument and he was looking kind of like don't bring that up right now. These cameras right here, blah blah blah. Like you don't just get the free promo. That's not how this works. We want to know the rest.
Mhm.
So I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah.
it. Not
Yep.
a fan. And then it's not even given when they put the camera down on his feet. You saw that?
Yeah. I see that. His crusty toes. Yeah.
You're
He don't
not
even
even
kind of care.
given.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very disappointed. And I always feel like they don't be like cohesive. Like y'all match. Like look like y'all
No,
go to
they don't. I don't play that either. I realize that in a relationship, I don't play that. We matching.
yeah. At the very least, I want to look like we're going to the same place. Like
Yeah.
let's look like we both tried.
Yeah.
Or whatever, or if we both down, let's both look down. If we both up, let's both look up. But like,
Right. Get on the same page.
yeah, don't make me look bad. Okay, so then we get Mia picks up.
Ink.
That is a small man. And I don't know if he's really small or she's really tall, but when they like get out the car to embrace each other, it's like,
Yeah.
hmm, something's going on here.
I
Something.
think it's a bit of both. I think he is really small, but I also think she is really tall too. So
Mhm.
yeah. I don't understand like I wonder what they look like in high school because I feel like even at high school, like he had to have been about the same height.
Mhm.
And like I don't know. In high school, I feel like we're much more like, ew, ain't nobody so
Mhm.
little. Like, so I'm just interested to see how he pulled her in high school, how they became first loves. But I'm actually not interested. So like, let's not
Don't worry about
just
it.
just a yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. We
Yeah.
just asking questions. So then I thought it was weird. I think that's my theme for this episode is weird. So they get in the car and they're talking about like, will she have the kids this weekend or can he see the kids or something like that? I'm like, why you want to be with my kids? You know,
Yes.
you're in town for the weekend. We're dating, like we're having a good time. Honestly, when I've dated men that had kids, like they would set the date up on their free weekend
Yeah.
on purpose. Like, you go for the weekend where like I could just hang out, I could just do my thing, don't got to worry about the kids. So for him to be like, yeah, I really want to be able to take Jeremiah somewhere or something, he said, I'm like, I don't get it. Why do you want to be so involved?
Yeah. I don't like it either. It's interesting too because I find that men are usually the ones to be more like, oh, you could hang out with my kids, you could meet my kids, you could do whatever, versus women who are much more sheltered of their thing. That's just my opinion
Mhm.
anyway. But I don't like that Mia is just letting this man who doesn't really have much of a role or relation to her be around the kids and hang around them, and I feel like she's just not protecting them at all, and it's just really like they should be literally left out of it. If you want to be cheating openly on in your marriage, like that's one thing, but like your kids should not have to have that held over their head. And like we have to be realistic. Like I don't know how old Jeremiah is, but I know in third grade and second grade and fourth grade they was calling people hoes. So
Mhm.
I can imagine that Jeremiah's friends' moms is talking about Mia on TV. The
Yeah.
friend hears it and goes back and tells Jeremiah, "Your mom is a hoe." What are you doing to Jeremiah now?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You clocked it. Period. Okay. And with that, next topic, next on the docket. Read that down. Okay. Period. Period. So then G texted Ink the paternity test results. And
Mm-hmm.
like, period. That
That's king. That's king energy because
that's how you do that.
actually, stop fucking playing with me.
Please. What the kids
Stop.
say, that's how you clear a bitch. Like that's how you do that. You just send the results
Yes.
yourself. You don't wait for Mia to send it. You don't get around to it. I'm gonna text it to you. So there's no question. This my son. And that's
Hmm.
it. And it felt like Mia like had to like choke down, like like didn't have any idea that that happened. Yeah, cause stop playing. How about that?
Yeah. No, and it's interesting too because I know Mia has said something. It was either on here or it was on Watch What Happens Live when she was like, it was like one of those at home kit tests or whatever. And Quad, because she was on Watch What Happens Live with Quad, Quad was like, so people use those things all the time. Like, she's like, I had to use that a couple of times when it came to my brother's children and the women
Mhm.
coming. Like, don't try to like she's steady trying to negate this.
That's why when they did the Ink even said that too, like I don't really believe it or stuff like that. Like, y'all, please don't push this. He did the test, he got the test, this the answers.
Right.
Let's let it go. So that's back to your point of like, even if G took the paternity test, it came out now, I would be trying to move the story along now too. Like, we not about to play the game of did G really get the test? Like, could it be
Right.
because you're still using this, like you're still exploiting this to keep
Yep.
talking about something. I think that's really embarrassing.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was disappointed for that. Um, and the last thing on their conversation in the car, when Ink says like he feels upset that there's no boundaries with G,
Yeah.
what are you saying? Like, do you hear yourself out loud?
You don't hear nothing.
This is the husband and father of her children. Like, he has to be involved. There has to be some type of relationship. So I was just like, get this off my screen. I literally put tomatoes in our notes because
Yeah.
tomato,
I
tomato,
said
tomato.
at the end of the day, this is a married woman.
Hmm. No problem. So this is a married woman was the
This is
point.
a married woman. So
Mhm.
like the whole point is just that like why are you expecting her to have no boundaries when it comes to her husband? Like, please stop.
She's not
This
single.
is your girlfriend. This is your unofficial girlfriend. Like, stop it.
It's your unofficial girlfriend that is married. Like that's the part that's like you got to add that part. She's not just a single woman or not just a single mother. She is a married mother.
Mm-hmm.
Like your relationship is not going to look clean. It's not going to be separated. Like
Whatever you think it's gonna be, it's not.
it's not. Just get over yourself. And yeah, that man gonna be calling and texting. What you gonna do about it? So that's when I was like, yeah, get this off my screen. And y'all look weird together anyway. Um, so then we get Stacy with the animals. She's having a fashion show where the women are gonna walk. with the dogs or the animals that could get adopted. Stop laughing. She
And that
was
is
she
like
was
I'm all for all different nonprofits and but something I kind of give a little side eye when people are more willing to donate to like animals versus like something that has to do with like humans and
fat,
making sure they get a meal or
fat.
help, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So Stacy definitely got a little side eye from me for all of this animal nonsense.
And why they gotta walk with the animals and all that stuff? Girl, go
Looks
somewhere.
a mess. It looks like it's gonna be a mess.
Yes, when I the previews with all the poop on the floor and stuff, like, see, this why. That's why we don't mess with the animals. Um, but I also feel like that's dramatic. I ain't really seen like especially like dogs and stuff like that do that at a banquet. So maybe I just ain't been nowhere, but that seemed like really extreme. How crazy that looked. Um, so then oh, I did make a note about she does the wig behind the hairline trick,
Yeah.
whatever that is. Um, I want her to stop doing that.
I
Maybe.
I scrolled through her Instagram. She's been doing it for years.
Oh,
That's
okay.
her signature.
Oh, okay.
I think
I
her
like.
hair is fine, and she just don't like to show her hair.
Okay. I wish the girls would just go full lace front or full like whatever you're doing. Like I couldn't stand girls that were like will put like one or two tracks in their head. Like, girl, you just do the whole thing because the one or two not liking it, or just I'm a go all out type of person. If you don't want to show your hair, let's get you a lace front. Let's get you a closure. Let's get a part in the week. Like, let's do that.
I could see her graduating onto a lace front in a few seasons.
Yeah, let's
You
get
always got
that.
to start out a little rough your first season or two.
That is true. That is true. She's not that bad. She's not the worst I've seen, but
Yeah.
it's not the best I've seen either. Um, so then what else do we have going on?
Ashley is talking about how she's still in the process of getting divorced. And I just feel like don't come on our screens next season talking this bullshit.
Facts. She is though. And then Stacy, like a crazy person, waived child support. I still don't understand the rationale. She tried to say it again, and I still don't get it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, she keeps saying, like, well, Arabella is his daughter, like, forever. I'm like, okay. Like, so he should help you forever. Like, what are you talking about? If you literally found out that there was like financial things that you weren't aware of, what makes you think how you need to maintain yourself financially after the relationship is over is going to be that easy? Like, let's use our common sense here.
Mhm. I feel like, first of all, she wasted that black lady time.
Facts.
So that one pissed me off. And
Mhm.
then number two, like, I just feel like sometimes my sisters don't be having their thinking caps on. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thinking caps on.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, even for me, if I'm Stacy and if even Ashley is saying to me, like, I don't know if that's a good idea for you to waive child support, I'm gonna be like, ooh, forehead might be onto something.
Facts. That's scary when forehead giving you advice. Like, if she nervous, you should be nervous because she don't be
Like,
thinking. Mm-hmm.
come on. So I don't know. Like to me, it's just I really hate to say this, but I guess we're going to see it unfold. I feel like we will see it unfold in some shape, form, or fashion in the future.
I think it's going to be interesting. I think she keeps saying like, I know my husband, I know him, I know my, like, that's what she said going into the first mediation and then got surprised. And now you're saying the same thing, like, I know my husband. It's like, first of all, if you knew your
Yeah.
husband, why y'all getting divorced? Like,
Yeah.
obviously something ain't,
It's not you don't know him. Yes,
you
it's
don't know
some
something.
discrepancy. Yeah.
And so that's why I'm like, stop using that as the reason why you're doing the things you're doing. And especially like, I feel like to waive child support is like, I don't know if you're the type of person that I'm like, when you go to certain professionals and they're like, oh, this is the recommended package. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, give me the recommended package or whatever versus trying to oh, so for you to
Yeah.
go out your way to waive it when it's pretty standard what you should be getting, so like alimony, child support, blah blah blah. Like, girl, this is really a choice. And to your
Yeah.
point, I don't think you don't have your thinking cap on because
Yep.
why would you go out your way to waive something that's fairly standard? Like, I think most people just you got a kid, child support, divorce decree,
Mhm.
visitation, like they're just standard things. And so I hope she do know that man well enough to keep make sure everybody's taken care of. Um,
Mhm.
but we'll like you said, we'll see. Good luck, Stacey. So then we get Kay and Greg.
And they go
That
out.
the episode. No,
Mhm.
we still got more to talk about. So we
Yeah,
could,
it's a lot. We gonna have to. We can cut this down. Cause it
yeah.
wasn't
Kay
all
and
that.
Greg.
Like, but Kay and Greg go out. She's still emotional
Yeah.
about the argument. He talk about he don't want to talk about this on camera. See, and this is how, I'm a very irrational woman because in that moment I would have said, well, pull me over then. And pull over and I'm going home because I
Yeah.
don't want to, period. Because
Mhm.
what are we talking about? Like, if something is bothering me and you're literally not trying to like fix it, and I'm like, we done heard about this thing for like 5 days now.
Mhm.
Kay really bringing it up. Yeah. No, pull a car over, please, so I could go home. Thank you. I'll take an Uber from here. No worry. And don't worry about reaching out to me ever again.
Don't
We
worry
good.
about it. Don't worry about it. Like I
We
don't get he was very dismissive. So he like
Mhm.
that carries over into when they're sitting down. And I'm
Yeah.
like, the girl is crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it just as a human, like to see somebody else crying and like you couldn't rub her shoulder right quick or
That's what I said. He didn't even give her a napkin.
like
Like he had to ask for a napkin. There was no actions that showed that he was trying to console her, trying to make her feel better. Like it was none of that. And to me, what was crazy is that isn't he a therapist or some type of
yes,
like
yes.
he like
That's his whole thing.
that's sick to me because this is
Yeah.
literally your career and well-being.
They say the therapists be the worst ones. No, like I don't we see Dr. G on Married to Medicine.
Yes, yes,
And now
crazy
this
Chelsea.
one, it's given like y'all need the therapist, like honestly. But
Hmm.
I think that to your point, like that's the part that's scary to me is like you don't feel nothing when somebody's crying. Like I think
Hmm.
that's just such a natural thing. Like maybe
Yeah,
you have the words, maybe you don't, whatever. But like to see somebody crying, it usually like pricks something. So that was a
yeah.
little like weird for me. And then I feel like he kept trying to defend himself of like I'm not dismissing you, but I'm not dismissing you, but like calm down. But like like it just felt very like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know? And so I
yeah.
was very much triggered watching this.
I'm
Like,
sure.
you
Yeah, you.
know,
Mhm.
watching what it feels like to be minimized or like just I don't know, dismissed, you know? It's just like I'm telling you what I'm and I feel like she communicated effectively when she was like sharing how it makes her feel and I'm trying to see if I wrote the note for it. But I feel like she was really clear on when you say this, it makes me feel this way. And
Mhm.
I feel like you're not taking my feelings into account or whatever she was saying. I feel like that was like good communication.
Yeah,
And it still was met with but I'm not dismissing your feelings though.
yeah, yeah. He
Like,
was attributing it to like personalities, and she said like she was saying something along the lines of like I feel small when
yes.
I'm around you, and like to me that's not personality, but also I'm thinking like if I'm having this conversation with a man. Like there's certain things that I don't think you could change unless a man is really ready to change. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like Greg's that's his name, right? Greg or
Greg.
his behavior doesn't really render like, oh yeah, I'm ready for change right now. So I feel
Mm-mm.
like Kay is like doing all this talking for nothing.
Yeah. That's what it feels like to me. And I can't believe that like off camera it's better.
Yeah.
Especially with someone like him who's like has an issue with the show. The side of
Yeah.
him that is coming up on the show, I feel like is probably worse when the cameras are not there. Right?
Mm.
I don't know. And I think I wrote the note. What I started feeling like is that this is going to become like a self-fulfilling prophecy for him,
Yeah.
where, or at least confirmation bias. Let me show my degree. But
Okay.
yeah, but it's gonna, because it's what's gonna happen now is him acting like this on TV. The viewers are gonna like come for him. Like
Mhm.
she need to get rid of Greg. He's not this. He's not that mess, and really come for them as reality TV fans do, and, including myself.
Mhm.
Um, and then he's gonna like be able to double down, like, and point at it and be like, "See, this is why I told you I didn't want to
Mhm.
be on that show." Um, but it wouldn't have happened that way if you didn't act the way you acted. Like, I think if he would have just came on the show, happy go lucky, I'm just here to support my girl, like whatever she wants me to do, I'm here for,
Yeah.
then you wouldn't have even had a bad experience. But to be so, oh, you know how reality TV is. I don't put
Mhm.
this on the cameras. Now you're giving us exactly what we need to come for you. And that's what's going to happen. But I hope the girls figure it out.
I don't know what she sees in him because, to be quite honest, I don't feel like he's that handsome or that cute of a man to like have to go through all of these things. And I also don't feel like attraction is a reason to put yourself through like anything that a man drags you through. But I could only hope and pray for Kay that whatever direction God wants her to be in when it comes to this relationship, she gets there. So.
Yeah, that's a good prayer. I agree. I second
Mm.
that. Amen. Um, so then we get to Auntie's store. Now, one
Yes.
thing I will say about Auntie, she gonna get her some free promo too. Okay, she only pop up when we're at that store, or maybe one or two little sprinklings here or there. But she know what her role is. I got the girls in my store. Come on in.
Hmm.
Um, and then so we got the
We
girls at
got
the
the girl.
store to get their outfits for the fashion show. And
Hmm.
yeah, I liked Wendy's outfit. Again, another person that was on point with something this episode. Um, and that looked nice. So then the girls all assemble with Stacy and talk about the fashion show. Giselle shows up, Ashley shows up. We find out that Karen's not gonna do the show. Um, I forgot what the exact text said, but
And
Giselle,
because she was defending Mia.
yeah, so there's that.
Yeah. Yeah. My type of girl, very irrational, very proud, and I'm a stick beside her.
Since that's your friend, get her to do it. Like, that's one of them moments. Like, no, don't ask me. Ask me to walk with the dog. Um, that was funny. And then Giselle tried to make it some other issue, and I wanted to get like what you thought. So Giselle tried to make it that like Stacy didn't ask or run it past Karen beforehand that they were going to be going to Auntie's store.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a reach?
I think everything was a reach that Giselle said, like from the allergies to the not being into charities. Like I think
Yeah.
everything was a reach. What I honestly think is just that it's unfortunate that Giselle had to come out like this, but I think she was just in support of Karen, and instead of just saying like I'm supporting my friend because I feel like you was acting real crazy for what you did, instead she just decided to pull out all of these nonsensical reasons for being upset with Stacy or for not, wanting to be in the fashion show. It was just like I'm in solidarity with Karen, whatever. So that's why I'm spewing out all of these stupid things. But um I mean, and in one sense, though, I do feel like she is right. And it's like, Stacey, don't have me in your fashion show and now ask me if I'm okay with walking with a pit bull or like if I do have allergies. Like, don't be signing me up for stuff and not giving me all the details.
Okay.
So yeah, that's just how I feel about that. But I wish Jiz would have just stood on business and would have been like, honestly, girl, don't nobody want to fuck with you because you messed with my friend and I'm gonna come to your fashion show, but I ain't gonna walk in it because I'm in solidarity with my sister. Okay.
Okay, that's the truth. But I will say this. I like the Giselle like messiness of this because it felt like this is the stupid stuff that the housewives be talking about. Like for Giselle to be like, I didn't think you were into charities. Girl, what? Like, what do you mean? But it's like to me, that's like the light that we miss with
Yeah,
like the drama on Housewives versus like what we've been getting with Potomac. I like
yeah,
the stupid, like, I don't want to walk in your fashion show. Like that's what the Housewives give on other franchises. So I think
yeah,
like let's go that way with this, friends,
yeah.
versus the dark and dramatic stuff that y'all usually have. Um, and then Stacey's character, that's what I'm saying. I'm feeling a little like, what
Where's
happened?
coming
Like,
from? Yeah.
yeah, was there a production meeting? Like, girls, y'all not giving us enough. Like I don't know what. I just feel like there's a major turn, and so I was like, this when like we know Kay's story is that she was originally supposed to be a friend, then they
Yeah.
like made her full cast member. So I could see this like now we're opening up more of her story with Greg now that she became full cast member during the filming process. But like Stacey, like, were you not here the whole time? Like, where's this random clocking coming from?
Sure.
Um, and then it's especially got weird for me when Stacey sits down with Mia and is basically like starting to plant the seeds of Karen talking about behind Wendy's back. And
Hmm.
Wendy is like gonna about to bring Karen to the White House next episode, or it seems, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're kind of setting up the drama. It was like, Stacey, you took like the moment you got an opportunity to flip on Karen, now you're taking to like tell all this stuff like, oh, Karen said this and Karen said that. I do believe what Stacey is saying Karen said about Mia. 100% agree. And she did say that. The part about Wendy, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I believe it. Don't know if I don't. But it still
Yeah.
feels very like, what? Like we've been good all season, and y'all wait till the last two episodes, and now everybody's gonna be different. Everybody's gonna be moved, like turn up the heat. So it's a little late for me, and I don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like the whole Mia and Stacy meeting thing later on. Like that was kind of like to me she it's just like get like you're sit down. That's what it's giving.
It's giving
And
sit down.
even like this whole time you had this was your storyline, TJ and your divorce. And
Mhm.
now it's like you want to turn it up a notch. And I just feel like turning it up a notch on versus Karen is just kind of corny to me. I don't know. But I also at the same time feel like when the women are filming together, they are really cool. But when they're not filming, I don't feel like they're like as close as we think they are because even Wendy said something along the lines the other day about how she hasn't seen Candace's baby yet. And in my mind, I'm like, you two are two peas in a pod. Like, how the hell you ain't seen that baby yet? But to me, what that just stood out is like, y'all are great work friends. Y'all are work
Yes.
best but y'all are not regular like friends.
Mhm.
So yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm at with that.
I get that. I'm like, I think that's what we're dealing with here. It's like y'all just work together. That's
Yeah.
it. And then y'all spend how long is filming usually? Like 6 months or something, if that.
Hmm.
But whatever length of time. And I think it has to be an interesting like lifestyle, right? Because you imagine for 6 months you're hanging out with one friend group like nonstop, right? Like
Hmm.
y'all gotta do dinners, y'all gotta do trips, y'all gotta do da 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 in a
Yeah.
6 month time frame. And then when that 6 months is over, y'all don't talk at all.
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
It is crazy. And
That's crazy.
I would still be like, girl, you know I have attachment issues. Girl, we still gonna talk. Don't forget me.
I
Take
couldn't
me
imagine. I couldn't imagine cutting it off either. I was like, dang. So that's it. Like, I don't care how you turn it off and don't talk to them. Because knowing me, I think both of us, like, we will be talking about what happened the past 6 months for another 6 months.
No,
Like,
for real. Like anytime we see a little post on Instagram screenshot and you seen this, right? Mm.
Exactly. So I don't get how these women do that. Where it's like, and especially as much as they see each other in that filming time frame, like
Yeah.
think about how many dinners they're doing, parties they're doing, like lunches and activities. Like it has to be quite frequent that you're
Yeah.
seeing this one friend group of friends, one group of friends constantly, and then it's like, okay, we're done with that. So I
Yeah.
don't know if girls are tough or what, but there we have it. So I think that's pretty much their episode.
Yeah.
It felt like a long episode, but yeah.
What do we think of reunion looks? Who do we think really I,
Mm,
who do you like? Who didn't you like? Who were you like? "Hmm."
um, I'm trying to pull it up right now so I can remember. Let me see. RHOP reunion looks. What season is this? Nine.
I think so.
They don't have them all standing together. That's annoying. I'm trying to see. Okay, okay. So I have Stacy.
Hmm.
I'm gonna just share my screen with you, with us, the viewing audience. I have my multiple monitors set up, so clock that.
Okay. Work.
Period. You see my
Um,
screen?
yes, I can see your screen. And no, don't care, don't like it.
Yeah, no, this felt like
Baby as a prop, whatever.
it feels like I'm trying to be a housewife. Like I think all the girls doing this collar thing, like they're thinking of what do you wear to a housewives reunion? I don't
Yeah.
like be yourself, you know?
Somebody said that too. Somebody actually said they all have it on their dresses. And yeah, I forgot who was it that said that. That was
It's
on
too on the
TikTok.
nose for me of like dressing like a real housewives for reunion, you know?
Hmm.
So that's Jacqueline. Yeah, it's gonna be a no for me. Giselle.
Giselle, I did like Giselle. I
I
did.
I like Giselle with some edits, but I like this a lot. This is a lot for her. She has the long nails now. I'm like, okay.
She looks really nice. The nails could be shorter now that you say that. She could definitely stand to cut them down a little bit, but I
Mhm.
do like it. She looks very young. She kind of looked like Sherelle Rosado.
Mm, don't get me started.
She kind of do
I
if you
hate
see.
the side thing right here, but yes, besides that, I like it a lot.
Oh God.
I like this a lot for her. Ashley Darby.
The fur can go. I don't know why she's posing like that. I do think she looks very beautiful. I do also think the wig is a little wiggy, but
Yeah. She loves a big wig. Like I feel like it's always a miss on the hair part. And for a
yeah.
girl with such gorgeous hair, like I don't think you have to try so hard on the wig
Yeah.
department.
Yeah.
Agreed. I feel like all the girls are about to have this same dress though. Like as we keep scrolling, it's gonna be this one.
Yes, the things with the pointed.
Hmm. And the material is gonna give Barry that. I like that they gave them this theme though, because
Mm-hmm.
girls could have gone crazy. But I wish they would give. So it does have to be different production crews. Sometimes I forget that because
Hmm.
like SLC should get a theme like this, where they're more like cohesive across, and SLC look like all different people. This is like, girl, throw that away. What is that?
Hmm.
Wendy ate it to me.
Yeah.
Ate, really ate
Hmm.
it. I think the hair is a great choice. The outfit is great. I think this is
Hmm.
good. Um, she ate that.
I don't like the sleeves.
Mm, I don't
It's
like
given
the hair.
like not enchanted. What's that thing? One of them Disney.
Maleficent.
Yes, Maleficent. It's giving Maleficent.
Yep. And again, it's trying to be too on the nose of like Real Housewives reunion look.
Yeah.
I also think the hair was a miss. I wasn't,
Yeah, she should have did something like out. I don't think ponytail or snatchback was the one for it.
yeah, not a fan of that. Um, Stacy, yeah.
It looks I didn't like love it. I kind of feel like it looks like a paper mache or something kind of
Hmm.
um Yeah. So, but I mean, it looked like for her,
Yes,
this is yes.
this is very her. Like this is the her approach to it. And so that's
Yes.
why I think I'm like, yeah, this looks like you. Okay.
Sorry, I was very disappointed in this outfit. I felt like I know it's the look for the dress to be so tight, but it's a little too tight for me.
Yeah.
Sleeve thing, I'm not getting it. And then like I'm also not really a big fan of the choker too. So
Mhm.
it wasn't it for me. It didn't quite work for me.
Yeah. I get it. I'm kind of flowing with it. Like I'm seeing what y'all was doing, I think.
Mhm.
But I think the boob area is too tight, like a touch too tight to the like it looks uncomfortable. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to
It
watch.
almost looks like literally it looks like 1 centimeter away from a nipple coming out.
Yeah. It's so like, ooh, this is, and they look hard now. So it looks very, I'm not a fan of that. And I think that with the neck just feels very like uncomfortable. You don't look effortless, easy breezy or whatever. So I think
Yeah.
that's why it's like kind of hard to look. But I feel like she's trying to give a look though, right? Like doing the
Yeah.
hair in an interesting way with the, short flip and the swoop in the front. Like I think she's a fashion girl, or more of a looks girl than the others, but this one wasn't my favorite. Wasn't your best, I think. And then we
No
have
one
Mia.
cares.
They don't have her standing up. Okay, anyway, we got Mia.
Cares.
Say it again. What you say?
No one cares.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I think,
Betty Boop.
and it's like everybody can't do everything. Like you are strong faced. I wouldn't have done like to my head type of hair, and I just think we all have to acknowledge that different people got to do different things. So this was a miss for me. Um, but thanks for playing. Thanks for playing. There we have it. And then of course Karen's not there. I saw in the previews they have like a picture of her that they're gonna have at the show, and that's that on that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Now it's
let's
time for SLC part two of the reunion. I'm
part.
not gonna lie, like I actually wrote no notes for
Yeah.
like or very little, I should say, for this. So because I was really in tune to watching it. And
Mhm.
so yeah, I feel like you're gonna be like leading this conversation most of the time, but go
Okay.
ahead.
I felt like it was hard. I wrote a note. As a matter of fact, I said I'm exhausted taking notes. It's like rapid fire, geez. Because I felt like I was trying to like keep it in order of like what was being
Yeah,
talked about. And it
yeah.
was like Andy was like, question, question.
Yep.
What about
Yep.
this? Remember this? And I was just like, couldn't organize.
Yeah.
It was just too many questions. But we'll start with I have Todd versus Lisa. And
Yeah.
picking up on like watch your tone, I think we're at. So it looks like Lisa is just gonna stick beside it's not her fault.
Yeah.
And I think that's very Lisa. I think everybody should just what
You
y'all
said it to me, I believe, the thing about who does um who does Lisa remind you of? And it's um oh wait, did
she
you
has the
send
same cadence as Donald Trump.
yes, yeah,
Yes,
literally,
literally.
literally the
Literally.
same exact cadence is
Same
actually
cadence.
quite scary. Like this is exactly how he talks.
When the girl pointed it out, the TikToker, that guys, that's what we're talking about. A TikToker pointed it out. I was like, yeah. When she did the like, oh, you gotta come to a tequila tasting. We're award winning. We win awards.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
literally him. That's literally how he speaks.
it was scary. She could have just said like, it's big, it's huge. It's gonna be like, that's exactly what he says. And she was like, we're award winning. We win awards all over the world. Like, okay, girl. Still, ain't nobody seen that tequila nowhere. Like I've yet to see
To this
anybody
day.
like
To this day.
To this day, the girls on TikTok love to be like, "Oh, I found so and so's liquor. Like, let me taste
Yeah.
it." I haven't even seen one of them videos. I think Meredith has a caviar, and people were trying that.
Yeah.
People be trying people's stuff. I have yet
Yeah.
to see anybody try her tequila. So, whatever you say, Lisa.
Hmm.
So then we moved to Meredith versus Angie, and I don't know Angie's husband's name.
Um,
Um,
I forgot his name
yeah.
too, but it's okay.
So we get into that. So I will say I felt like Angie's husband was very eloquent and communicated very well when he said like I think the question was like, do you believe Meredith started this rumor? And he was honest. He was like, in the heat of this moment, like when all this stuff was happening, I did feel that way. But like
Hmm.
so much was going on. We didn't know everything that we know now. And I think he said like there was no trust. Like I couldn't trust when you said
Yeah,
you,
I didn't know you. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And I think that's accurate. Like that's the perfect way to put it. I think with these housewives, you have to think like it's filmed, then they do confessionals, then it gets packaged in the episode, and then they do the reunion. So it's like so many things have happened versus when that moment when you're actually reacting that could change like what you think or whatever. And I think that's accurate. Like that's the best way to put it. Child, when I first heard it, yeah, I thought you did it. We was beefing. So
Hmm.
well, I don't see why that wasn't enough for Meredith, but Meredith also like nothing is ever enough for Meredith, I think.
Hmm. She's
Um
great.
when she stands up to leave and starts like threatening like you guys, I'm not sitting back down or I'm not staying
Yeah.
until you promise me that this is gonna play. I was like, not making demands. Like, you know, like you can leave.
White women be doing the most.
Giving ultimatums to your boss or to whoever, like, like, excuse you. And I feel like Andy looked tired with all that
Yeah.
was going on. He was like,
Yeah. He's really, it's a lot because they're annoying. And I feel like it's a thin line because you don't want the arguing to be so heavy or the topics to be heavy, but at the same time, like when it's also very like trivial, you're also like, all right, like shut the fuck up.
yeah,
And I like even once they got started with the whole conversation with Angie's husband, Andy literally said like that question was literally so tailored so that he could answer it in that way. Like, how could you not see that? Andy do be tired.
he was
Andy do.
tired. I will say this though. He was like, okay, the control room is telling me that, Monica did say this and then Monica said that. And I'm like, what else the control room be saying?
I know. I didn't even see no earpiece in for the
You must
control
have
room.
those like in ones. I'm
Yeah.
like, and then how the control room got stuff pulled up so fast? Like how they know? Like y'all just got the whole season.
But also, in the spirit of Monica this and Monica that, are y'all bringing Monica back?
That would really shake it up if they brought her back after how much they talked about her this season.
No, for real, because I feel like most of the time they don't really try to bring up the person when say
Hmm.
like are banished.
Yes.
Like we don't really hear Nini's name like
Mm-mm.
that on RHOA.
Nope.
But like for us to still be hearing Monica's name is like she's not completely banished.
No. I think they had to just prove a point right quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kept bringing her up. So we shall see. I would appreciate Monica being back. I think that would be funny. Um,
Mm-hmm. I want her
so
and Shah to come back.
her and who? Jen Shaw?
Yeah,
When
same
Jen
time.
Shaw getting out of jail?
I heard she came out this year.
Really? Okay. Free Jen Shaw till it's backwards.
Oh, wait. She stole from them old people. We can't do that.
Okay, sorry. Never mind. Never mind. You do got to figure out what somebody's crime is before you say freedom. That's a good point. Let me take that back. Do your time, okay? Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Um, then we have like, one of the viewers asked about Todd's tone, but Heather like somehow alludes to the fact that like Todd was actually nice to her. And so production pulls up a video, like unseen footage of Todd complimenting Heather. And I was like, don't make me mad. Because he was like, Heather, I think you're exceptional. Like, you're so smart and you're like, you have no reason to feel like you're not amazing. I was like, if my man was complimenting that hard, I'd be like, okay, let's reel it in. Like, that's a little, she all right. Yeah, she's fine. Thank you. And then it's like, oh, so you want to be with Heather? Like, I'm petty like that. Like, okay, I guess. What else do we have? Okay, Seth calling Whitney a biatch. That comes up. So Seth basically says he was drunk. That's why. And that's why he called her a biatch. And then Whitney's husband says he didn't stand up for her because he had just said he was going to stay out of the drama. And maybe I don't know if it missed him when it actually happened, but he was like, basically he really didn't clock it, what was going on. Um, but yeah, that was that. It's just a bunch of rapid fire. I feel like there's nothing.
The husbands really calm it out. They calm it out a lot.
Do. We get into Todd's emotional affair and how did he feel about that coming up on TV?
I
What do you
didn't know that it was emotional until watching this. Did she say it was an emotional thing, or I always thought it was a physical thing? And
Angie said
how
it too. Angie's like, I thought she said it was emotional. So I'm like,
I don't recall her saying that. And like, if it's emotional, how did Gwen know? Like how she was reading the iPad and she could pick up on like, oh yeah, this is an emotional affair, mom. Let me
I
tell
just feel like kids get on my nerve, mind your business, but still give me the tea, but get out of people's stuff. I think, you know what I think it was, and maybe I'm like weird like this, but like if you tell me it's an emotional affair and then use the word infidelity, I'm thinking both, like emotional and physical. Like he had an emotional affair. We dealt with infidelity in our marriage. Like I don't know, those are like two different things to me. And so I
yeah.
think that's why some of the girls were confused. Like Heather was like, no, you said infidelity.
Yeah.
I think Bronwyn was like, no, like that was the infidelity, was the emotional affair. And so I'm
Yeah.
like, it's a little semantics, a little weird how we're using different terms here. But then I also think Bronwyn tried to like PR her way out of it by like Bronwyn trying to protect the bag. Cause it definitely gives like Todd was like, what the heck?
Fix
And now
it.
he's like backpedaling. Like when I
Yeah.
told you guys on the boat that he had an emotional affair, I meant he
And
was,
I was vulnerable. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, like I just meant he was talking to someone. And instead of ending the conversation at 5 p.m., they talked till 6:30. That's all I'm saying. Like it was like, that's not what had you breaking down the way you did and feeling like nobody ever loves me. I'm never good enough for anybody. That's not no little, he was just talking to somebody type of
Yeah.
thing.
You was definitely like she was definitely trying to come up with excuses because she even said something about like Meredith. Like I was emotional, I was vulnerable, I was just crying. Like, girl, you a mess. And to me, like I don't remember what we said about Bronwyn last episode, but I really feel like she didn't stand on business the way I thought she was going to. Like when it comes to her and Lisa, I'm always side with her. But like all of this other stuff is like you wasn't standing on business the way I really thought she was standing on business, mom.
Fact. But that heat behind her with Todd,
She
she
ain't gonna lose.
honey.
She said, yeah, yeah, none of y'all worked it. So honestly,
Okay.
here.
And I don't disagree. Protect that bag. Clean that up. You know he mad. He's sitting right behind you. So yeah, she looking like, let me say something else. Let me tell y'all that's not what I meant. Um, and so we had that. Todd did get a little choked up when Andy was like, so Gwen is the one that caught you. I was like, yeah, go
Ooh.
ahead and cry. That's embarrassing. Cool. So then we get Meredith's marriage that they live in different places. So her
Yeah.
husband's like, yeah, it's a first date every time I see her. Like I see her every weekend and sometimes maybe more. Um, so question to you. being a
Uh,
married couple living in different states. Could you do that? Different states,
I
different.
I don't know if I could be a married couple. It's so interesting too. Like, not to put my sister's business out there, but my sister also is married and she lives in Florida. Her husband works in New York. And so at first he would come home every weekend and then slowly like it was like kind of decreasing when his workload got a little bit heavier. But also at the same time, once COVID came, he was home every day. Like he just stayed there. And then like once now COVID is like done, he's kind of like building back a routine of like coming fairly frequently or whatever the case may be. So I mean, I think it can work. I feel like distance does make the heart grow fonder. Um, and sometimes people are annoying as hell, especially men. So you be like, oh, I need a break from you and your annoying ass.
Yeah.
But you really gotta be a strong woman.
Mhm.
You gotta be a strong woman and really trust in your marriage. And I think that's the biggest thing for me is like I need to really believe that you ain't out here doing nothing crazy.
Yep. I heard that Cheryl Lee Ralph does that, the
Yeah.
actress and her husband.
Yeah.
Um, and they have like pretty much lead independent lives, but are still are married and then like touch base with each other. And she makes it seem like that's perfect. Like
Amazing.
it
Yeah.
is like the thing to do almost. Um, I don't know. I be wanting to like live in your skin almost. Like I want to be that close.
Yeah.
So I don't know about the different places and states. But again, like I don't know if I've been with someone that long to the point where I'm like, yeah, I need a minute. Like I need you to live somewhere else for a little bit. I will say when I was cohabitating with this man, I I don't need to like be in the same room as much
Yeah.
or like
But being
be
in the same house is like good.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I am totally fine with like you're in the living room, I'm in this back room. We both know where each other's at. Once I'm
Yeah.
done with my like alone time, I come bother you, you come bother me, like that type of thing. I don't think we have to sit in the living room together and watch the same TV show for 5 hours. I don't think that. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't want you to be that far because
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
when you coming back, what you doing? Um,
I think, oh shoot, I just realized that I had to do something. Um, I no, it's not in like important.
okay,
So I think that damn, where was I going with my thoughts? Oh,
Mary.
you I'm the type of person that like if I haven't seen you for a while though, I start acting up. I'm not gonna lie. I start being real like I be mad about everything. I be like, oh, well, you didn't call me back. You always call me back after you do da 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 da. And then
Yeah.
they, oh well, like I just da da. No, but you didn't call me back. So you changing, you acting different. I be wilding out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna
Are you
lie.
like this is like the element of surprise? Like I haven't seen you in a while, so I'm gonna be mad at you. Like, huh? Versus like I haven't seen you in a while. Oh my God, yes.
No,
Oh.
I'll be mad about everything. Everything pissed me off.
That's hilarious. I never realized that. That's literally the opposite. You just like keep people on their toes, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh goodness. I think if I haven't seen you in a while and I see you, I'm like totally soft, totally cuddly. Like, oh my God, everything you do is so amazing. I'm just so happy to be here. Like we're just with each other again. Like that's me. Love a girl. Love a girl down for sure.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my God. Don't ever leave me. That kind of Okay, so then last up is Mary and Robert Jr., the
Yes.
realist scene or moment we had in a long time of the Housewives. So
Mhm.
Mary starts off by telling us that life after rehab has been better for Robert Jr.
Mhm.
Um, I said, God is good to that. We love that. And then,
Hmm.
but she did express concerns with the fact that like his circle really hasn't changed.
Yeah.
So I wonder where that wife at.
Hmm. That's what I was thinking too, because did they say she went to rehab or no? I don't think they
I don't
mentioned,
remember.
but if she didn't and he's still hanging around her, it's like
She was in
crazy.
that bed high that scene too.
It's just as guilty.
So yeah, I don't know if he need to figure out his friend group. But she did say he's more in the house more and more with her. Mary said that. So,
Yeah.
still sending our prayers out to Robert Jr. Uh,
Yeah.
all of the girls was really tore up, like really emotional. And I
Yeah.
thought that was like, okay, like we love to see that, with the
Yeah.
exception of
Of
Meredith.
Meredith, yeah.
Meredith was
I
not looking
think it was
emotional.
just a jealousy thing with Meredith. Like, I think she was really jealous. It could be because of like the friendship with Angie, because remember her and Mary were, oh, disappeared. Well, her and Mary were once really cool at one point. So I think it could be like the friendship aspect of her of it that's making her like so mad or stank. But I also felt like she just hating that everybody loved Mary right now, and at one point they didn't. And I feel like a lot of times when people hate you, it's so easy for you to have like a friend because it's like, oh,
Mm,
you got nobody, you need me. But when everybody love you,
yeah.
yeah.
I think so. Is that what you think Meredith thinks when she said like Mary was just using her? Because that came up. They asked, like, try to figure out what Meredith meant by that.
I don't feel like Mary was ever using Meredith. Like for what? Like, and I think everyone is saying that too. Like for what? You have no storyline. You have nothing really going like that people need to attach themselves to. Mary is very happy and okay with being the villain of every show. She was the villain for multiple seasons. She
Yep.
was a villain simply for having a marrying her step grandfather. She was a
Yeah,
villain. So like she's okay with sticking by herself. She don't need you.
exactly. So that's why I'm like, I feel like they shouldn't have been friends. They hug it out at the end.
Yeah.
Mary, I'm like, no. Like, what was I using? What was I
Mary
taking
better
from
than
her?
us. She better than us for
Yeah,
real.
because what was I using? Like, please explain that. And be like, oh, I was just caught up in a moment. You felt that.
Yeah.
So what do you think I was using from you? Because their friendship didn't bring Mary anything. Like, it
Yeah.
didn't make her people like her more. It didn't
Yeah.
validate her. It just,
Yep.
so if anything, like nobody was being used at all. We just not friends for real. I think Meredith didn't like the fact that Mary said, Angie's my one real friend. Like
Yeah.
Mary's the one that really wanted to be my friend. I haven't had a friend on this show yet. And to
Yeah.
me, what I thought Mary meant by that is like we said earlier, I have coworker friends, and I feel like Meredith was her coworker friend, but
Yeah.
Angie is her real friend.
Yeah. Through and through.
That's different. And so
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, Meredith is not that deep. And
Yeah.
Mary said it straight up. She was like, Meredith's like, you're not around, like you're busy. So
Yeah.
we aren't real
Yeah.
friends.
Yep.
So I don't get why it was like such an
A
issue.
big deal. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, the other thing, I think Andy asked a question to Mary about like, you seem lighter this season than in past seasons. I think Mary just had to warm up. Like they came gun blazing at her at the beginning. Like I remember one of the first things with her was the women bringing somebody that said Mary stole money from them or something, or like,
Yeah.
you know. So it's like y'all
Yeah.
came crazy, and then y'all came at her church, then y'all
Yeah.
came at the step grandfather. Like y'all was
Mm-hmm.
pretty
Yeah.
her at the beginning. So I could see like not wanting to participate, not really digging it. It's brand new
Mm-hmm.
to you, and people coming at you crazy. I'm not gonna be nice either. I'm not gonna.
Mm-hmm.
So that was all I could say on her seeming lighter this season. Um,
Yeah. I
yeah,
also think Mary is not, I don't think Mary is a Libra, and Libras are an acquired taste. So this is normal for us. Like
yeah.
bitches will hate you for the first year, first 2 years, like, oh, I don't like her. Da, 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 da. Next thing you know, you have a conversation with them. Oh my God, I always thought you were just like so mean, but you're so nice, like regular. Acquired taste. Right?
There it is. And there you have it. Y'all acquired the taste. And there it is. That's it. That's it. So I don't remember the previews for next week on them, but that'll be the finale of their season. And then yeah, we'll have the season finale of RHOP and then their three part reunion. So we got a
Yep.
few more weeks to go with the ladies. But with that, I think we've done it. Another episode. Another episode for the books. So we hit the milestone of 500 views and onward and upward from there. All right, guys, we love you. See you on the next episode. Bye.